You've mentioned that, that you've met a lot of pushbacks when it comes to, like, in general, pursuing this effort as is expensive on multiple fronts, the talent, the infrastructure, and focusing on the kind of an infrastructure part. Were there any infrastructural challenges either related to the GPU scarcity or in general utilizing the GPUs?
There is. We have some support on the infrastructure, but not like in the scale or the exact use case that we want it to be. And so that over time, we learned in the hard way that it has to be us, our team who are training the model, who has to be largely responsible for those ML ops area as well. In ideal scenario, someone does it for me. In reality, it's not on their exact area, and that is why they're not really ready for that. And so we are, as a team, the small team, the small definition of the team, the narrow definition of the team who are doing the training job, we are actually also doing covering more and more infrastructure work. It's certainly challenging. And GPU utilization, those things is something that we do it directly in our 10 people team with a sister team who is working on the infrastructure, but only also 15 people who are supposed to work on other things as well. So that's roughly our team size. And it's tough. It's very tough. And it's the thing is, I know we all know how much money value, if we just calculate it how expensive it is times the headroom we are leaving for the GPU utilization. We know by putting our time, we can increase it and we can prioritize it. But at the same time, that is not the only metric that we are prioritizing for. We also have to deliver something. We have to figure out something as fast as possible. There are hypotheses if this approach works for us, if this evaluation is important or not, all those things, and we have to ingest some data. So it's constant challenging questions about how to prioritize, and GPU utilization is only one of them. Although there's a very simple linear naive way to compute the financial value of it. So it's tempting to work on it because other things kind of hard to convert it to numbers. But we do know other things also matters a lot, and that is actually quite a lot of time more important goals for the team than other things. So because of that, sometimes we just leave some low GPU utilization with the guiltiness in our heart.
Yeah, I see. And are there any strategies perhaps that you've implemented over time to ensure more efficient use of the GPU?
Yeah, for the stability of the training. And then as we increase the number of GPUs, it gets worse and worse because at the end, there's still some unknown errors that we have that we haven't figured out exactly how to fix it. So for those problems, sometimes it's about GPU just itself, but I think some other times it's actually about the way we process the input data and then feed it, which is just extremely hard to debug. So sad. And we have at the end just a restart script that detects some keywords, which is usually NVIDIA level, CUDA level error message. Error message is unnecessarily too long. There's a very little information we can get, especially when it comes to GPUs. On one hand, we blame NVIDIA not providing us the right, error messages, besides just timeout, what they mean, where timeout exactly. And on the other hand, well, I guess it's just on us. So we just rely a lot on the restarting script.
But in general, what you're kind of suggesting is that having someone in particular focusing on supporting the team on the AI infrastructure is a very critical point to enable actually researchers to make progress faster.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's also other companies who have infrastructure team because they have the internal maintain internal website, for example, And but like, the request, the demands and the requirements and the GPU training side is very different from that. And they are not really ready for it. So yeah, on one end, we ask a lot of support, but then on the other hand, we just ask for headcount because I think we feel like we just have to hire someone who works on that full time.